Alright, you guys, I have Micheal Yo here, and we have 10 questions to ask each other.
Yes.
So we're gonna ask each other 10 questions.
Alright, here we go.
Okay.
First time you bombed on stage.
Ooh, first time? Shoot. I don't know if this was my first time, but I do remember there was, I had just started. The only stage time I could get was in the Latino shows.
Okay.
Those are the only people that would give me stage time. And I remember I got on stage, and here's the thing. When I first started doing stand-up, I was trying to be who I thought people wanted me to be.
So were you over the top Latina?
Yes.
Oh,
I was
okay.
trying to be way too Latina, way too much, doing the most.
You're gonna be the first girl on the Dashers.
And I remember when I first started my show, when I started it, I tried to get the audience to do a grito with me. But like a grito is like, yeah. But I did like a toned down version, like a shout. Shout, what's up? And I remember I did it, and I said for the crowd to do it with me, and nobody did it. And it was so embarrassing. And I did it instead of like addressing it and being like, oh, well, that didn't work, that was embarrassing, whatever. I just continued on. And we did, everybody do shout, and then nobody did it. I was like,
No, it's not at all.
so then on Tuesday, and I was like, so I don't know if that was my first time bombing, but that's definitely one early on in my career that I remember and clearly still hold trauma about it today. Okay, so the same question for you. When's the first time you bombed? Oh, you never bombed? Okay, get yours.
No.
Sorry, 2 radio shows. I don't bomb.
No.
Blasian, Amazon, go check it out, everybody.
No, because I'm honest. No. But this is what happened. Is I was on Chelsea lately, so people thought I did stand-up.
Oh, so you never did stand-up before?
No, they just put me on that show because I worked for E. So they needed to balance it out. So 3 comedians were dog celebrities, and I would take up for them because I had to interview them, and I worked at E.
Of course.
So then when I would travel to interview these celebrities, people go, where are you performing? Because they thought I was a comedian because I was just associated.
Yes.
So one day on Chelsea, I go, you know what? I'm gonna try stand up. It doesn't look that hard. And oh my God, the comedians got so mad, right? So I had a big radio show in Miami at the time. So Chelsea goes, I dare you to do it. So I go, fine. And we set up a date. Did the Miami Improv, and they were like, just get off when the light comes on. I was like, yeah, fine. I don't know what a light is.
Oh.
I'm up there.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, I'm up there for 15 minutes. But you gotta remember, it was easier for me because it was the people that listened to my radio. They're already fans of mine. So I was ripping with them, and I just talked about my family and stuff like that. So I did 15 minutes. The owner, Joel Batchkoff, was like, is that your first time? I said, yeah. He goes, no. I was like, yeah. He goes, tomorrow night you're opening for the Wayans Brothers in West Palm.
Shut up.
So my second time ever doing stand-up, Marlon and Sean Wayans, I show up and they go, watch for the light. Still, no idea what a light is.
Oh my God.
They said, you're doing 6 minutes. I did 18 minutes.
Oh my God, I hate you so much. I hate you.
I know them. Lucky I knew it. They were like, why you stay outside? Why we told you to get off stage 6 minutes. And they started yelling, I don't know, what's a light? What's a light? What's that red dot right there? You gotta. And then they go, oh, we just messed with you. You did great. So that was my introduction. And it grew from that. Now I've had shows where you did solid, but it wasn't a bomb. Where, to me, bombing, and maybe we have different things. To me, bombing is when like nobody laughs. Like you're up there for 5 minutes and nobody laughs.
Yep.
I've never had that happen. I've had shows where you don't do as well as you do at other shows. I had one last night. I was at the Comedy Store, Sarah Silverman, Brian Gallup, and I did good, but it wasn't like, you get in front of your people, you used to crush it. That's the honest answer, but I know it's gonna happen.
I appreciate that.
I know it might happen one day.
Of course, maybe it won't.
Maybe it won't, but I think I started a lot further because I tell everybody this, I didn't know the limitations of comedy. I didn't know you're supposed to start with 3, then go to 5, then go to 10, then go to 15, go to 20. And it's amazing when you don't know what you're not supposed to do, you can do so much more.
I mean, I have a similar story. I mean, I did know like the rules and the light and all that kind of stuff, but my not knowing was like, around press and stuff like that. Like I only featured 3 times before I started headlining. So I didn't know how to be a feature. I didn't know how to properly introduce someone. I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to be doing press. Only the headliner did press, but they were having me do press because they knew I could sell tickets at the time. So
and you still sell tickets at
you
this
know.
time. You know.
So it's a little similar in the sense of I didn't have a typical start. Like you didn't have a typical
I didn't have a typical start either.
But still different.
But I think we can respect it because we respect the game of comedy where we know we got to do the work.
Yeah.
Like, we're not just depending on a name. Like, that's what Chelsea told me once she saw I was really serious about comedy. She said, don't be that dude that just shows up. Like, no, really go up a lot so comics can see you in LA. So they know you're really working on the craft. Because you're starting so far ahead of a lot of people. Which is true, so don't take it for granted.
That's solid advice.
First time you knew when Bon Qui Qui was huge?
Bon Qui Qui was huge. I guess the first thing that comes to mind is people showing up at my stand-up shows dressed as her.
So that's the first, you didn't know like it was huge before then?
No, I did. Like it started getting a lot of views.
Yeah.
But then next thing you know, I was going to my show in wherever, Dallas, and there's people dressed like Bon Qui Qui, like it was like Comic-Con and they came dressed as their favorite character. Like,
wow.
It like that, I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Do you remember the first celebrity that kind of blew you away that they were a fan of that character?
Anytime I hear of a celebrity being a fan of mine, I'm like, really? You know of me?
Exactly.
Like for instance, I auditioned for a pilot a few years back and the director was Jon Favreau.
Yes.
Love Jon Favreau.
Amazing.
Absolutely, yeah, send her in.
I walk into the room to just be, you know, actor number 23 coming in to audition. And he was like, oh, Anjelah Johnson, I'm a big fan of yours.
I like you. I think you're great.
Me?
Stop.
Jon Favreau? You like me? And so I remember just being like, whoa, he knows who I am. That's crazy. So, but I don't remember the first.
Okay.
But that was, I guess, one that just stands out.
That's a good one.
And I booked it.
Did you, what was it then?
Okay, I booked it, but then I got recast. And Jon Favreau was like, hey, I can only do something like
So now looking back on it, that it got recast, did it ever come out?
It did, and it lasted for 2 seasons.
Really?
But I was too young.
So it wasn't the acting, you don't think?
I don't think so. I think I'm a really good actor. I think I was way too young for the role. I knew it. I knew when I was auditioning, I was way too young for the role. But
Can you tell you what show it was?
yeah, it was called About a Boy. What is something heartbreaking that's happened to you in your career that you've gotten through and become stronger from? Has there been anything?
Yes. So I wouldn't say heartbreaking, but it hurts you at that moment.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna get this TV show as a host of a game show.
Okay.
And literally they're working out the deal. Right the day before like we're supposed to sign, they call me and go, hey, we had to give it to X because he was a bigger celebrity. And for a moment I was heartbroken. And then the inner me kicked in. It was like, nah, you shouldn't be. You should want to be the person, you should want to get to a level where you're the person that gets jobs you don't deserve. You know? Yeah, so I was like, that just motivated me more. Like I was sad for like, probably like 3-4 hours and then something just clicked and go, oh, you know what? Instead of being sad, you need to work, and be that guy that will get jobs when other people are better than you for.
Come on.
You know what I mean? So I was
Yes.
like, I'm gonna work hard to get to that level. So now I'll be sitting there, somebody won't get the job. I probably didn't deserve it, but I'm doing it because I've worked to that level. And this person, like I said, is a big celebrity and he's been working for X number of years to get to that level.
Was it Ryan Seacrest's American Idol?
No, it wasn't Ryan Seacrest. It was, and this was only like 3 years ago. And it was a big, the game show's still, like it's a big show.
The Rock game.
No, I'm not gonna tell you what game it is because I don't want this guy to know, or girl.
Oh,
And just a sidebar, I remember when I started radio, I used to get mad when other people would move ahead of me because I was in Austin, Texas, and everybody wanted to be in New York, Miami, or LA. Those are the big markets. So I was up for the New York gig, and I got down to the finals and didn't get it. I was so mad. And my boss calls me into his office and says, hey, I got to talk to you. I was like, what's up? He goes, you know what? If you worry about your own career like you worry about everybody else's, you might do something in this industry. And I've never forgot that lesson.
Wow.
So that's what I think kicked in. It's like, stop worrying about what this ex-celebrity got that you didn't get and go get something else.
There you go.
First date with Manuel.
Our first date was a group date because Manny lived in Florida at the time and I lived in LA, and we had mutual friends that were trying to hook us up. So he was on tour at the time. He flew to LA he had 3 off days from tour. He flew to LA. We did a group lunch with my friend, her husband. And so she was my friend, her husband was Manny's friend.
Okay.
So it was like that. So it was them 2 and their daughter and then us 2, right? And so we just went to like daytime lunch together just to like meet each other. Hey, how's it going? Whatever. And then the next day, he and I went out by ourselves.
Okay.
And this is a funny thing. So we went to, we kind of just spent the day together, did some shopping and then dinner. And at the end of our date, we had this like magical hug where it was like sparks in a hug. Because it was just like, hey, all right, good to see you. And it was like neither one of us wanted to let go. And I was like, oh, this is good right here. This is the guy. So yeah, we sparked from that moment. No, not then.
Really? Well, how far along did you know he was the one?
Ooh, very quickly. And it was weird because I had been around the block, as we've already learned, since I was 12 years old.
Just kiss one boy, you were just kissing everybody.
I did kiss a lot of boys when I was young.
Okay.
I'm not like that no more. We moved very quickly. We met in August. We were engaged by Christmas Eve. And then we got married in June.
Oh my goodness.
I hadn't even known him a year before we got married.
Wow. That's
now we're
amazing.
going on 8 years.
Look at that. Hey, boom.
If you could give 15-year-old and 25-year-old Michael some advice, what would it be?
15-year-old I didn't really know who I was because I grew up in an area where nobody looked like me. Interracial couples were not big in Houston, Texas at all. I don't remember seeing another kid that was mixed throughout high school.
Wow.
You know, it just wasn't a big thing. I know where you're from, that was pretty regular.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Not in Houston. I went to an all-white school pretty much till I was in high school. And then, but there was it was either you were black or Asian, but nobody was mixed. You know, it was white, black, or Asian, Latino, Mexican, you know, Latino. So I didn't really know my identity. So I would tell that 15-year-old, you know, don't worry about it because your identity problem now is what launched your stand-up career and what made you different than other comics because that's what you talk about. My 25-year-old self, I would have said, you did right getting into radio and going with your passion, but you did wrong by not learning more stuff. I wish I could go back and tell myself, and it's not even that I need it. It's just I would love to know another language. I would love to know more about the world. I would love to be, 25, that's almost 20 years ago.
Wow.
So I would love 20 more years of knowledge where now I'm the guy that's like, you know what, I want to learn. You know, but I think you got to go through, like, I lived in Austin where it was a party town and I didn't drink, but then I moved to Miami and I lived in Miami 6 years and I didn't learn Spanish. Come on, yo. How does that happen? You live in Miami for 6 years and don't know Spanish. So I wish I could tell my younger self, hey, because I learned so much now because I like to listen to books. So I listen to books all the time, but I didn't read books, you know, and I still don't read books. It's just easier now, but I wish I would have learned more when I was younger.
Well, listen, I've been Mexican for 36 years and I still don't know Spanish.
You don't?
No.
You're an embarrassment.
I know. I know.
How do you not know Spanish?
Listen.
Did your parents not speak it?
Nope.
Oh, well, there you
I'm
go.
4th generation.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I've been here.
Okay, first time you farted in front of Manny.
I don't remember first times. Like, I'll remember specific incidences, but I don't know if it's the first. But I do know, it's funny because you think of like boys are the ones who are like, oh, farty, whatever, and like, oh boy. Manny is so not that.
Really?
He did not fart in front of me probably for like we were going on 8 years, probably for like the first 5 years of marriage.
No.
He would never fart in front of me. He would like go in the other room or whatever.
Fart on a towel.
And then like, and now sometimes like he still won't just like be next to me and fart. Like he'll still be like over there and he thinks it's like not gonna be loud, but then I hear it. And because the first 5 years he would never fart at me, now I bring it up every single time I hear a fart. I go, did you just fart?
So when did you start dropping them though? Like,
I don't
right
know,
away?
probably like early on because not that I don't, I'm not like a gross girl, like, oh, nah, fart in front of you. Nothing like that, but I'm probably like, I would fart and be like, oops, my bad.
Yeah.
I don't remember farting in front of me, but I do have a funny fart story with Philly Phil, DJ Philly Phil.
Oh yeah, I love him.
One time we're hanging out, I think we're at my house, where I lived at the time. I was living at my friend's house, right? And so we're there, we're like talking, we're standing there talking, and like we're both standing. It's not like we're even sitting down, like we're both standing, and I'm saying something, and like I was making up a story, like yeah. And then so yesterday, then we went to the store. Oh, I just farted. And then after that, we went here, and then he goes, wait. Hold on. Did you just say I just farted? And I was like, yeah, I just farted. We died for like 20 minutes laughing after that because he's like, yo, I've never had somebody try to just fart and then just say, oh, I farted and continue. We need to pause for a second.
We need to
commemorate this.
Yes, we need to acknowledge the fart.
Yeah. You guys, Micheal Yo, check out his special, Blasian,
Blasian.
on Amazon. Check him out on all the socials, at Micheal Yo.
Also, leave 5 stars. It does so much for me.
Yes.
If you like it. If you like it.
If you like it,
If you
leave
like
5
it.
stars.
No pressure.
Don't do like I do. Like I use Yelp like as if it's the Bible, but then I actually never leave a review.
Yeah, don't do that. Leave a review. But you can read all the reviews too. So
Read the reviews.
please watch. No politics.
Watch the
stay
special
in there.
and then tell everybody that you liked it. Make sure
Yes.
you tell people.
Tell them.
All right, thank y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Leave us a comment. Ask us any questions. If you have any fart stories or anything that we talked about, ring the bell. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Do it for the